But in essence, just to put in context, what does the FIA do?
So basically, is that we receive intelligence, we analyze the intelligence, and then we disseminate our final outcome to the entity that's supposed to take actions and make decisions. Okay. So the FIA, because now it's an agency, it's not a unit again. It's basically focused on the bigger picture on money laundering aspect in this country. All right, there are a lot of things that's happening around the globe, and I think money laundering is one of the key part. That's that causing a lot of problem in terms of people using it even to finance terrorist groups as well. So it's critical. Now, when you come in the field of money laundering, there's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. It's not just about people transferring huge sum of money or people taking huge sum of money out of the country for some other purpose, but money laundering work along with the drugs enforcement agency, for example, right? You can go ahead and sell all your drugs and do all your thing. FIA really don't really much care about that. It's the drugs enforcement agency that has to run after you when it comes to drugs issues, right? But we mostly care about the money. How do the money leave?
Proceed from the sale?
How do the money leave? Where the money is coming from? The source of that fund. That's what the FIA is looking for, right? So our process is mostly investigation. We go behind the scene to investigate bigger things that are happening behind the scenes that people cannot easily see, but we can see. So that's where we come from. Let's take, for example, illegal money. Illegal money is also part of the FIA mandate in terms of working to ensure that those resources that has been taken out of the country during the illegal money process, we have to follow it to know who's doing it, where it's going, all the kinds of stuff. So that's the function of the FIA, right? Right? Destroying our forests. Okay, so basically, people who fund those kind of a thing and how the money actually leaves the country or come into the country to fund those kind of activities, it is the FIA that follows.
So illegal activities, money generated from illegal activities.
Yes.
Is a
so
target.
Let's take, for example, taxes. Taxes people pay, importation, trade, right? There's a huge amount of trade activities going on in the country. But when you look at it, if you do your math, you find out that it really doesn't make sense. Someone bring a goods that costs, for example, $50,000. By the end of the period, they send it around $1 million out of the country. And they're paying government taxes 4%. And 4%, the 4% they're paying, if you look at it, really nothing to what they actually send out of the country. These are illegal money that's going out of the country. We chase it. Okay. So it's more bigger than the way you see things. Our job is to give support to other entities that's directly involved with investigation.
So your job is to you collect intelligence.
Yes.
You collect intelligence.
Yes.
Do you confiscate the proceeds?
Yes. At times we freeze accounts for 14 days, and then we go to the court, and then use the court to move ahead with the process. We have the authority to do that. Okay. The issue of assets recovery. We play a major role in the assets recovery process. Let's take, for example, you took X number of dollars and you took it out of the country, for example, and you maybe went ahead and built structures, open companies out of the country in other part of the world. Our job is to work with all the FIAs and FIUs to confiscate that property and start investigation. Yes. So it's more bigger than just what you see it to be. We have a lot of work to do, but because it is an intelligent field, that's the reason why we don't like to appear on radio. We don't like to have
because it was difficult to bring you.
I say I'm a man.
Yeah, it was difficult to bring you.
But it's good for the public to understand that FIA got major role to play in terms of helping with issue of the assets recovery process, illegal money, illegal logging, even wildlife animals that is being killed, right? And for example, you kill an elephant, you sow the Irish, that's illegal. The FIA has the right to go after you.
But I mean, in essence, Mr. Nasser, it is an integrity institution as well.
Yes, it is.
And I was baffled by the fact that the former head was also involved into corruption. But I mean, administrative wise, and how you met the FIA? How did you meet it as an
Well,
institution and the capacity that it has?
Well, to be honest with you, when I entered the FIA do have a lot of qualified people, very, very qualified, who understand their job.
Mm,
It's a very, very professional field of people who have strong professional background. But I entered the FIA and I saw a serious divided house where people was fighting left and right. There was a whole divided process. I entered FIA when I first, because when you enter as a manager, the first thing you want to do is to request for the statement to know where we are.
mm.
I found that we have a deficit in terms of audit people, arrears of $92,000 from staffing
Oh,
to
as a result of what?
staffing, electricity, internet,
crediting, fuel.
yeah, things that that had to do with people. So there's something that we trying to address as we're in there, right? Well, the first thing I try to do as much as possible to unite the people in there, to bring everybody to the table, and let's focus on the one objective to move forward. And as we I can tell you we have succeeded in showing that we will have a strong team that working together. As I said, they are all professional people in that place. The next thing is that we never really had a very good relationship with JABA. JABA is our regional ECOWAS body,
Yeah.
That's involved with giving support to us when it comes to the issue of the
And
anti-money
interestingly, the
laundering
current
and
head
all
of
that
JABA
stuff.
is
Yes,
Edwin Harris. In fact, he
yeah.
served the FIU before.
So I had to fly over to Senegal to ensure to mend that relationship. And the good thing about it is that even out of my trips out of the country has been sponsored by JABA.
Mm.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing I've been sponsored from this point. Everything has been from outside. I've been having outside support in terms of making our way.
That speaks to the new bond of friendship now between
JABA and Liberia.
Oh, okay.
So we went for the mutual evaluation report, and at the mutual evaluation report that we had out of the country, these few days was very good because we had to ask them for re-rating because we had some issues that we needed to address. And I think as Liberia will be able to address those issues. We had top government officials that was present that was also invited, like the head of the Drugs Enforcement Agency, the LACC boss, the Minister of Justice, the National Security Advisor. They all was present for that different activities in Senegal. But of the greatest one is we've been trying and fighting for a period of time now to join the EMA group. And as you know, EMA Group is a bigger network. You have approximately 174 institutions around the world that's member of the EMA Group. So you have to meet up with certain requirements. Your laws has to be flexible in terms of sharing information. And there should be some basic requirements in terms of your structures and things that you do on the ground and action that you have taken, over a period of time. And I think Liberia have done it best in terms of meeting up with most of these things.
Okay.
So we had to fly over to France to be able to meet with our team there, so that we can work together to have this thing, to nail this thing going forward. I want to give thanks first of all to Ghana. Ghana started the process. You need to have two mentors, right? So we had Ghana and Nigeria as our second, but Ghana were absent from one of the meetings. On the basis of that, they were dropped. And then Congo Brazzaville came in and joined the process. So Congo Brazzaville and Nigeria stood with us in the process. And at the end of the day, we were admitted into the EMA group. Now, the bigger picture is that what do it bring to us as a people? What do we see? The first thing is I was talking to you about the asset recovery process. Now, there's no way in the world that anybody, whether you're a government official or whoever you think you are, can squander resources from this country and move into that country and feel that you cannot be hooked. You will be hooked by the EMA groups. We share information. It's all about sharing information and using your counterpart, other countries around there, to help you. To get at some of these people and to be able to get those things back to your country. That's one great thing, right? So let's say, for example, people in this country you might have issues as with certain people based upon your investigation, and people don't want to take action locally. You can also inform the EMA group. Internationally, there's going to be some actions. So
it is a network.
It's a whole network. It's a network of countries all around the world. That is the EMA group.
So it is there to strengthen the fight against money laundering.
Yes, they're to strengthen the fight against money laundering and finance of terrorist groups. So that's what it's all about.
Great. Last December, I was in Abuja for the ECOWAS summit, and I caught up with Edwin Harris, the former head of the FIU, and you know we just we conducted this interview, and he was saying that they just to ask you about the question where Liberia does stand with regard to vulnerability with money laundering, anti terrorist financing, all that. And he said that the money laundering and terrorist financing report on Liberia shows that corruption remains the most common offense widely practiced in the country. And maybe I can just play this interview for you so you can listen what essentially he's saying here.
The progress so far is when I took over the helm of Jabba was unsanctioned for being ineffective. They were not doing what they ought to do for 2 years. And in 1 year time, when I took over Jabba, I made it my priority and my foremost vision, strategic vision, to remove Jabba for honor factor sanction. That was the effectiveness improvement program. Before I took over Jabba have now written annual report since 2015, 2019. But as we speak, our annual report is current.
You know, terrorism in the Sahel region is on the increase.
Yes.
What is Jabba doing in that regard?
So I guess you were in the hall yesterday when I presented my memo for exemption. So in the Sahel, that's where there's a hottest belt of terrorism in our region. And because of the ECOWAS sanction, Jabba cannot work with this country. So yesterday, I committed my prayer to the Council of Ministers to give Jabba an exemption that we can work with this country, that is Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Guinea, only on technical levels.
I mean, as a Liberian, let's attempt to be biased a little bit. What is Liberia's status with regards to money laundering, terrorist financing?
So, we just completed Liberia report. It's not looking too good, and I was waiting after the election to go and meet the political authorities to see how they can strengthen the regime. And
what exactly the problem is?
You see, like corruption is the most practical offenses in Liberia. Okay, and then corruption leads to money laundering and things. So one thing I sporadically see, like I used to hear the FIU in Liberia before, and what I have seen since I left the FIU, I saw how it have dropped dramatically, and I think it's not too good for the country fight against money laundering.
You just alluded to the fact that the agency, the FIU, then now the agency, dropped the ball, capacity wise, but again, corruption becoming the widely practiced offense. What you've seen on the book at the FIA, does it speak to the reality?
Well, what I can tell you is this is something that's simple. I think the issue of actions, whether institutions are taking action. So sometimes some of these things are flagged out. You forward them to the different institutions. You expect them to take action in terms of ensuring that the follow-up prosecution. How many people have gone to prison? I think it is from that point he's actually speaking. It's not that to say that basically we don't pick them up, right? We pick up things and we have to send those things. So
the political will was lacking then.
The agencies and entities are responsible for that. If there's something that relating to tax evasion, for example, we have to send to the LRA, right? If there's something on criminal matters, we have to send to the Liberia National Police. If there's something relating to corruption, you have to send it to the LSCC. So there are different entities that for us from the FIA that we directly work with and give them that kind of a support. So yes, probably the political will at that time that he was speaking. I don't know which year that.
Yeah, that was just December.
Okay, so at that was just last.
Yeah, the
last regime. Right. It was that point he was speaking. But I think right now, the president means business about this. We had a series of conversation about it, and he's taking it very serious. Okay. He's not going to support anything when related to corruption. People who use this country to smuggle money in and out, or whatever it can be. We're strong on that. So, as he said, they are coming to meet the leadership, yes. But that's the reason why we requested for rewritten. And on the basis of that, there are a lot of things that wasn't done at that time. It weren't done. We are going to do it now. We're going to ensure that we rectify most of those things. The Minister of Justice is prepared for that. He has shown me that we're going to work together to ensure that we rectify all of the issues and be able to move forward. I think the basic thing is action. When you have some of the things being picked up, you expect that people take actions. The judges, the court, and sometimes when these things go to the court just throw it out, and they don't send a very good message for Liberia as a country that we are not fighting corruption. Corruption is not just fought at the FIA or the GSC or the LACC. No, it's beyond that. When they reach at the level of the court, we expect the court to do more in terms of the investigation and show that these people are prosecuted, be sent to prison or being fined or whatever it is. So I think it is from that perspective I hear Harris talking. But what we can assure people that we will do our best to ensure that we move faster, and quicker, and we put things in order. So,
but do you think the country is vulnerable?
Well, I wouldn't say vulnerable. I would say that at least we have the right people now taking over that will make some strong decision in a way to move things forward. It's about the will. It's about the will to make things happen, right? If you want to compromise, if you are the FIA level, right, and you want to compromise because you feel that other government officials that's being corrupt is your colleagues, what will happen at the end of the day? You won't go nowhere. You won't forward any case. You won't run after anybody. If the police is feel okay, that means I'm a man. I won't prosecute him. So obviously, there's nothing going to go forward. If the court say, well, they put our people, So right now where we are is that we have people who actually mean well for the country and want to move the country forward. So I don't think any one of them going to sit down on some of the reports that's coming out because it will affect us tomorrow. And mind you now, we are a member of the Edmond Group. We are at a higher level right now. So there are more eyes on us than before. There are more things that expect of us. It's not just about Jabba any longer. Jabba is just a regional body, but think about the global body. So they expect a lot more from Liberia in terms of how do we fight corruption? How do we stop money laundering? How do we stop the finance of terrorist groups? These are the basic things, that they want us to look at. The issue of criminal transactions. How do we run after criminal transaction? What action do we take against criminal transaction in this country? These are basic things that we have to focus on now to be able to reduce a lot of things. I mean,
do you think FIA must have prosecutorial power?
No, I don't think that, because we have a lot of agencies and entities that do have the power. I think FI is an intelligent agency, just how you have the NSA is an intelligent agency. FI is an intelligent. There's nothing intelligent I can tell you on this radio today. I can just give you a summary of what FI is, right? But our job is to do all of the intelligent work and send it forward. Now, as I said to you, the good thing about the FIA right now is that it's not just limited any longer to these local things. You have us going beyond it right now, right? So I was discussing with Harris the last time. Harris, oh man, the people say, I contributed to what's essential. People perceive FIA to be an institution that can put up sanction, but the reality is that if the FIA raises issues on you, and it's being flagged at certain level, you can get sanctioned. You can get sanctioned. Money laundering is a serious offense, right?
All of the reports.
Financing terrorism is a serious offense, right? And if you have the Edmond Group receiving such information on anybody, you know what's going to happen at the end of the day. That's a global body that watch you at all different levels. If you take your money from this country and run to France and go invest your money there, it's possible that the FIU in France will hold you right there. They hold you right there. And that's the network. The network is bigger right now to the extent that we can follow anyone, anywhere you go, we can follow you. And the FIA is prepared for that.
But given the current, do you think the current structure of the FIA is adequate to fight money laundering, or should there be amendments to the act? Should there be addition to the powers that it has?
The FIA, if you read the act of the FIA is so powerful. It's very, very powerful. It do have all the power it needed to run, right?
That means if you go full-fledged implementation.
Yeah, I think the only problem is other entities that we have to work with that have to implement reports from the FIA. I think that's the limitation. But I think in this government, I want to believe that our colleagues from the other entities will do all they can to implement that. But the FIA do have a lot of power, and we will use those power as we move forward. It's a gradual process. It's just a matter of fact that we want to ensure that we try as much as possible to do the right thing, give people due process when it comes to that part. Okay? So as an intelligence agency, we're doing all we can to pick up intelligence. And that's why I also want to send this caveat to everybody. If you want to work, whether in government, private sector, whatever, try to be straight as much as possible because FIA, we are looking at you.
You're talking about personnel capacity. You need the right people with the right professional background to help with intelligence gathering and all that. How soon do we see that?
Well, no, I mean the FIA do have intelligence agency. We have I'm talking about right people, which is the different entities that we work with. We need the entities to have the will to make a decision, right? For FI, we normally provide a lot of training for our people. As we speak to you, we got approximately around 7-8% should be leaving the country very soon for additional training. So we provide a lot of capacity building for our people in terms of new area, new fields, and how do we counter terrorists and terror financing. We have this kind of things, kind of training coming for those people. So we don't really worry about our staffing inside. But what we can tell you that we'll do all we can to ensure that the right thing is being done.
Okay, you're listening to the Super Morning Show this morning. My guest is the officer in charge of the FIA, the Financial Intelligence Agency, Mohammed Nasser. We'll take calls very shortly. Will you want? I know you want to work because the agency is an intelligence agency, but do you want to be more public or more conservative, private in your operations?
Well, our operation is basically private. Our operation is not public, and that's the reason why we don't engage the media. This is, I think, my first appearance on the media. It's just that the last time I think I was somewhere in Senegal when Spoon picked me up on the dinner table, but this is my first appearance in the media, and I try as much as possible to stay off the media, so I can be able to do a more professional job than what people expect. So a lot of people wouldn't know much more about FIA. So we'll have our people out there engaging the media, informing people about the role of FIA, the function of FIA, what you can do and what you cannot do, and those basic things. So we'll have our communication team that'll be around providing that information on different radio stations. But from our standpoint, we will continue to be very private and do our work at a professional level. That's how the intelligence agency work.
Okay. So let's take calls 080514096, 080514096, or 0772876481, 0772876481, 0770581886. I'll be live on the show this morning. You can call us on 0772 876481, 080514096. Now you're back from all these trips. What is the focus right now at the FIA?
Well, I can tell you this: we have more things to do. We have to improve a lot when it comes to our intelligence operation to ensure that we meet up with the EMO standard at different levels. Okay. Because right now, where we are,
let's hear from this person. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Well, my name is Jeremiah Wilson. I call from Broadville.
Yeah, let's hear you, Jeremiah.
Well, let me say thank you to the officer in charge, Mr. Mohammed Nasser, for the job well done. Let me also appreciate him for the connection with we were able to connect the civil society of Liberia to Kaba. So we're in Ghana quite recently attending the CSO workshop that lasted for like 3 to 4 days, and we are back. But my question to him is that what is his plan towards the CSOs that are fighting money laundering in Liberia?
Okay. Chairman, you know me a report here.
Chairman, I made my report, man.
Thank you, man. Well, thank you very much. Call us on 077 2876481. Let's hear from this person right here. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so call us on 077 080514096, 080514096, and be live on the show this morning. Yeah. So you can just respond to. But before before then, let me take this one quickly. Good morning. Morning. Good morning.
Yes, I'm Adolphus Kawa from Monrovia.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
Let me thank the studio guest, Nasa. I have no doubt in his professional capacity to deliver in the position he's been prepared. And I think with the crack team of professionals, they can do quite a lot. I think one of the challenges they've had over time has been the issue of, coordinating with those other government institutions in terms of implementing what their intelligence findings are guarded. And I think that's one key issue that I would hope they can focus on and do much more coordination so as to ensure that funding gathered are not just kept in the cupboards any longer, but are enforceable to ensure that we obtain the kind of the best we want. That's what makes me, and hopeful that they can deliver the best for the country.
Thank you very much. Call us on 080514096. Let's hear from this person. Morning.
Morning. Good morning to your guests and still good morning to the listeners as well.
Let's hear you.
This is Hussein Gil, and I call you from District 2 in Jakarta.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Yes, coach. I listened to him. I may have also the issue of financial terrorism. All of the jargons used. Now, but there's all the sitting somewhere. They now understand what financial terrorism. Can he simply explain it means by financial terrorism and giving a vivid understanding of his interpretation as it relates to financial terrorism? Now, secondly, I was following a story in Nigeria that one musician who is normally you would think use a mom from one end to another, just spread out the cat. So you were found by that authority there. So can you explain and expand on some of those?
Okay, I guess you're talking about spraying, maybe at a party. You take huge sum of money and what the Nigerians usually do. But let's take this last caller and come back to you. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Morning. What's your name?
Yeah, Mr. Aaron McGill.
Yep.
I'm calling you from Chicken Soup Factory.
Yeah.
I will first and foremost want to applaud the studio guest speaker as your host. I would like to very commend him because the strategies or program that is being put in place is very refined for the state. But I want him to give a clarity on the money laundering. I want him to give clarity on which of the period of government these actions will be taking place from. It is from Tottenham, it is from Togo, it is from Berlin, it is from which of the period, or it is right now. That's what I want to know.
Okay. Thank you very much. Morning.
Well, good morning, sir.
Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Nathaniel Skono.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm very much interested in the topic on the discussion. For me, my concern is I want to know whether there is any recruitment process within the system of the FIU.
Oh, okay. Recruitment.
The reason I'm asking is I have a security knowledge. I'm a graduate at the University of Liberia, and currently I'm doing a master at the University of Liberia with University in accounting.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so Mr. Nasa, you can respond to all of these concerns, and you are trying to make a statement.
Yeah, I was just trying to just clear the first two caller point. One was talking about the civil society organization. I think we've already started working with the civil society organization. That's the reason why we have activities coming up. We normally find a way to send them to see what we actually do. What is it that we involve with? Because at the end of the day, we have to work together to ensure that we provide that awareness to people in terms of what is obtaining and how do we be able to resolve it? How do we reduce the issue of crime in terms of money laundering and people who finance terrorist groups? So that's the reason why we try as much as possible to get the civil society. And this, I mean, his organization, one of the organizations that have benefited from our training in Ghana. The next one is yes, Kawad, you might be right. We will do all we can to disseminate more information in terms of what we gather as our intelligence to other entities that's supposed to take action. And we'll also do follow-ups with those entities to ensure that it took the necessary action. And you're right. So we have to do that. And that's the only way we can be able to reduce a lot of money laundering issues in this country. Okay.
So asking in the simplest term, how can you?
I mean, let me get good and speak the real library English. Probably maybe that's what you want me to do. Okay. Okay, so it means like to say people taking money, sending money, OSA, they transferring money for people who do terrorist work. Terrorist work, like people can put bomb on their say, people can cause trouble. You know,
the jet is gonna be
killing people. The jet is going to start killing people there. You know, that the kind of thing we're talking about, terror we're talking about. So you take money, you just give it to people who will be doing a bad thing. That's the thing we're talking about. So that's the one we're against, right? People who steal the government money, plenty of government money, then they take it, they start building that PB horses there. These are all, you know, criminal money there that the one we can be looking for. So at the end of the day, we will see what to do about how do we get to most of those people then here. Now, the other guy asked about the time period, the frame. Look, we don't really have a frame. It's not to say we target a specific form of government. And that's the mentality a lot of people can have, that, oh, there's a specific government you're trying to target. No. Look, even in this government that we're working in right now, I mean, if there's anything that go wrong in this government, we will pick it up. We can assure you that we'll pick it up and we'll run with it, right? We are not limited to government. Private sectors. Yes, private sectors, businesses. Anything of that matter that's outside, we have the right to follow it. Anything that go illegal money, we have the right to follow it. So I just want the public to know this is not just with your government officials or government people, you know, but anything that has to do with people, you know, making that way, all kinds of way to make money, criminally to make money. That's the place we find ourselves, right? People who try as much as possible to launder money through a system to get it out of the country or to bring it into the country. That's what we actually follow. That's the trade we're looking for, right? So if, for example, in your community, you just see one man, they made that build 10-story building, just one point stand there, just build it. It's a concern. You look for that man, I mean, working nowhere. You're not getting money from nowhere. They may not get business. Then it becomes a red flag. That now you got to run to FIA to say, I see something.
So can you invite?
So what we try as much, yes, we can investigate. We can do preliminary investigation as per our law, right? So what we intend to do is to reorganize our website, ensuring that people can easily put in information as intelligent information. You can be whoever from wherever you are. You can give us intelligence on someone. You can give us intelligence on a project. You can give us intelligence on anything, and we can follow up to do investigation. We also do a hotline, a line that you can call in.
So there's a strong sense of confidentiality in the
very strong that we don't need your name, we don't need information about you. We just need information from you. On the basis of the information, the FIU or the FIA will go in to do their investigation. Okay, so we're working on their system. Once we get that system set, we'll be coming to the public and tell the public, look, this is where we are now from the FIA standpoint. This is the way we intend to proceed. And our communication guys will begin to give people full information as we move forward on how do you get to the FIA. I know it's difficult. There are a lot of people who got a lot of sensitive information. There are a lot of people who see a lot of things and want to talk about it. They don't know where to go, who to go to, and how to get to them. The FIA will be willing to ensure that we have some of these things addressed. So, as I said previously, our jobs will be basically, it is intelligent work. We'll keep it as it is. We'll keep under the water and do the work that we have to do from a professional standpoint. And that's the work of the FIA.
Okay, Mr. Nasser, just finally, before we leave you,
I want to say thank you so much for inviting me on the show. Sorry, the traffic was too tough this morning. I had to find a way to make my way here. But I want to be grateful, and I want to inform the public that we're here to do all we can to fight money laundering. and to fight the issue of people who supporting terrorist group in terms of financing them. We'll do all we can to keep collaborating with international partners and donors to be able to do the right thing to help our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, he's Mohammed Nasser, the officer in charge of the Financial Intelligence Agency, the FIA. He's been my guest. Next up, I will be speaking with Presidential Press Secretary Kula Fofana very shortly on the Super Morning Show.
It's time, showing